Hello everyone, Coach Dax Cordero here for Weaponized Boxing, where we take boxing concepts and fundamentals and translate them to weapons fighting, particularly knife fighting, stick fighting, and improvised weapons. Today we're going to talk about keeping your strikes tight. Okay? Now what does that mean exactly? Well, what that doesn't mean, all right, is it doesn't mean that you have to keep your body tight. Okay, in fact, it's the opposite. Okay, we want you to be very relaxed. Okay, but what it does mean, all right, is you want to keep all your punches and your strikes within a very narrow, controlled area. Okay, so what we don't want are these big looping haymakers. Okay, as we see with videos on street fights where people try to knock each other out. Okay, we don't want that. Okay, what we want are very very narrow. Okay, we want to be occupied very narrow area, keeping everything controlled. Okay, now if you notice when I do these looping haymakers, boom, boom, first off, it takes a lot of time for me to get to my target. Also, it leaves a lot of openings. Okay, see, boom, this open, boom, this open, okay, boom, open, right? And also, it can lead me to lose my balance. Okay, whereas if you keep everything controlled, keep everything tight, okay, you're actually pretty much still covered. Right? When I throw a punch and he throws a counter, I can easily put back my my fist, okay, protect my face, boom, because I'm keeping it tight. Okay, whereas if I did this, okay, this leaves me opening. It's gonna take a long while for this to come back, protect my face. Okay, now same thing with a knife or a stick. Okay. Okay. Now, some of the basic strikes of with a knife would be your number 1 angle, number 2 angle. Okay, you have your hook, okay, and also your straight stab. Okay, now we want to keep your strikes within that narrow area. Okay, keep it tight. Again, remember your target is not very wide; it's just that. Okay. Right? You don't have to do this. Boom, okay? You don't have to overreach, okay? And overcommit. Same thing with the stab. You don't want to do this. Just do that. Keep it tight, okay? Because there would be a balance between your offense and your defense, okay? So even if you do your hook, okay, instead of doing boom, a looping hook, just do a nice controlled hook like this, right? So, boom, 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 boom. Not this. Okay. Now, how do you do that? Okay. One thing to keep in mind is to keep your axis straight. Right. Try to stay within that axis. Okay. And you do that by keeping your core and your midsection pretty much stationary. Okay. We don't want to see. We don't want to stray too far away from that line. Okay. Boom. And we don't want to move our head too much from side to side. See, makes you predictable, makes you vulnerable to counters, okay? And it can make you lose your balance. Okay? And what we want is just keep that center axis. Okay? Now, this is not to say that we want you to be stationary. Even when you do your head movements, okay, you don't stray away too much from that line. See, you don't do that, right? We just do this. Okay? Remember, boxing is a game of inches. The same thing with the knife. Okay, you don't want this. You just want boom, boom. Now, even when you do your hooks or your straight, boom, 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 boom. See, boom, boom, boom. You don't want to do this. Okay, see, this, boom, 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 is the same as this. Boom, boom. You don't have to chamber too much, and you don't have to overextend. Okay, so keep everything tight. Try that.